FEMA taking more heat from Capitol Hill today as another congressional committee is demanding answers from that agency. It comes after allegations that homes displaying support for then candidate Donald Trump were avoided during hurricane recovery. NewsNation's Elizabeth Pran is live with more details. So, Elizabeth, what more are we learning?
Well, Nichole, really, this is the latest pushback from Republican lawmakers in response, as you mentioned, to allegations that FEMA employees avoided either neighborhoods or homes, perhaps that had Trump signs out front. And this was, of course, during Hurricane Helene and Milton aftermath, so both storms. And it's not one. The new information today is that there is two House committees who are now wanting to have FEMA administrators sit down and essentially be in the hot seat. So if you look at the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, they say next month they want to bring in FEMA to talk about what went wrong. So the statement's on your screen there. This is a letter to FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. It says in part, your inability to ensure that FEMA provide relief to all Americans affected by disasters free of discrimination represents a substantial failure of leadership. The blatant disregard of President-elect Trump's supporters directly contradicts FEMA's core mission and values. And just yesterday, in fact, the state of Florida is taking legal action against the agency. So Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody says that FEMA's actions violated the civil rights of Floridians, and the state is now seeking punitive damages. While the FEMA worker at the center of all this has been fired, Nichole, she has recently spoke out saying that she maintains that these homes, many of which did have Trump signs out front, were not visited because they were Trump supporters, but because she said they were hostile to her and some of her other employees. Nichole?
All right, so Elizabeth, you mentioned another committee hearing that's on the schedule as soon as Monday. What more do we know about that?
Yeah, we learned more about the House Oversight Committee, and in fact, the chairman, James Comer, speaking to our own Marquis Martin, saying he doesn't understand how something like this could happen. That hearing is going to be Tuesday. What do they want? They want transparency, right? They want folks to be held accountable. They want to know, what can we do to prevent this from going forward? I mean, the optics, Nichole, are simply not great, right? If you talk about these communities and where they are now, they are still in recovery mode. If you look at states like North Carolina, people are living in tents, they're living in trailers, the temperatures are dipping down into 30s in the higher elevation. And they tell us, because we are still on the ground, so someone like Brian Enton is still working and talking to his sources there, they say they feel neglected by local, state, and federal lawmakers. Nichole, back to you.
All right, Elizabeth Pran, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.